what strange new lores to have such players in it. Hi everyone, and welcome to Strange Lore, our sci-fi 1940s office simulator. My name is Philip, and I'm the Strange Master. And it's been a while since anyone's heard me call myself that.
Still don't like that.
I haven't played this game in a minute.
Still don't like
And
that.
above me, where they belong, are our wonderful marquee starring players. Strange Brew, Girl, What's Inside of You, players.
Wait, what?
It's a song lyric for, but never mind. Just say.
Hi, everyone.
Say,
Sounds familiar. What song is it from?
it's the song Strange Brew.
Okay.
It's a good song. And I hope I didn't say I'm gonna look at the lyrics of it now. It's Strange Brew, Girl, What's Inside of You. Did I? Oh, I'm so wrong. It's Kill What's Inside of You. Wow.
Oh, well.
So never mind. But it's a Cream song. If you guys are a fan of Cream.
Hello, players.
Okay.
Hello,
I
players.
just said that. Strange Brew, Kill What's Inside of You. I have a habit of having lyrics slightly wrong when it's like a song that I'm just like recalling, because Anna gave me a hard time, who has been in this game. Though Liv, I don't think you've ever played with Anna. Anna's been in this game when Liv was out one week, and Anna, of course, is here most Sundays for our Here Be Dragons game. And I kept saying, "Quit dragging my heart around" when singing that Stevie Nicks Tom Petty song. And she was like, "Isn't it Stop Dragging My Heart Around?" And I was like, "God damn it, it is. It is, you're right." I was really upset. How are we doing tonight, players?
Totally super.
I don't know how my days go. Listen, having a puppy, wonderful. They're cute. They fill your house with love. It's amazing. But I forgot how much time puppies take up every day. It is truly like having an infant.
I'm glad that Jordy didn't. I would have loved to have raised him from a puppy, but I am glad that we didn't have to go through that. He just came to us weird and ready.
You didn't see this, but she's been biting this, right? I'm on a chair. She was on the floor. She'll bite on one end, and I will literally lift her body up with her biting onto it and bring her over onto my lap, and then she'll let go.
She's strong.
It's good jaw strength.
Crazy.
Wow. That's intense. Well, my friends, it's nice to have you here.
Thanks.
I'm excited to play this game. It's been a very long time since we've done this, though. I think it's been like fully a month because of we had to take multiple weeks off because of everything happening on Sundays. It was both Christmas and New Year's this year, or the Eves. This was a Sunday of Eves. So year of Sunday Eves is what I meant to say. So yes, it's been a moment since we've played this, and I don't even have an adventure calendar to open to sort of break the tension. So we just kind of have to get into things. So let's maybe talk a little bit to kind of refresh our memories on the stuff that's going on in this game that has everyone's favorite male character. Is that right? The nicest guy, coolest love interest. Hopefully Louise can figure things out, and yeah, okay. Yeah, exactly. Haven't seen Strange Lore since last year. It's been a year since this has been, yeah. Basically, Louise has started going back to work. Everyone has been very careful, looking out for her erstwhile, sort of fiance.
You have the funnest words.
What do you mean, fiance?
Erstwhile? I don't think I've ever heard that word.
Oh, really?
Oh, I love.
Yeah,
erstwhile.
I'm not a cultured person.
I mean, erstwhile is a word I've said many times, but erstwhile is one thing I really like is on like the Fargo series. Sometimes they will say erstwhile on Fargo rather than previously on Fargo.
Oh.
Which grammatically is not really how, because that is as an adverb and I'm using it as an adjective.
I'm so sorry for getting them going.
Guys, and let me talk to you guys about parts of speech for a minute. Today, we're going to be talking about linking verbs. Ooh, fancy. Should we just do a game where we parse some sentences?
No.
Would that be as erotic for anybody else
No.
as it is for me?
Philip, I know you don't do social media much, but do you follow the linguist guy who's clearly on the spectrum, but like in an amazing way, who genuinely developed a bird language, like a whistling language?
I do not follow that, no.
I love that.
I feel like you would enjoy it.
I could see myself enjoying such a thing, but
He breaks down like a lot of words and interesting things about them, especially in how words have been evolving of late. Great
That's
account.
Very interesting.
Anyway, continue. Tell us the recap.
Really? Can I parse the sentences of the recap as I tell it?
No.
I want to talk about like direct and indirect objects.
No.
All right. Oh, well, sorry everyone. Sorry to get everyone all excited. Now we have to cut that out. So yes, in our previous sessions, Luis, in her efforts to avoid Jake, her old sort of paramour, the one who was meant to have died in the war, she has started going back to work, but and the both the painting she's been doing for the upcoming story about this Princess of Tinnerval and Ted's work have been sort of proceeding on pace, but things became a little everyone became a little concerned when a new person started moving into the building, and there was it appears that Jake might have made his way into the building, looking around, using this as an excuse, as people in uniforms were carrying pieces in and out. Cora's new, and we also have established, of course, that Cora is perhaps a little wealthier than one would expect. She has some family money, as it were. So she's in a very nice building on the Upper West Side, and her new across the hall neighbor is one Odette Grafton, who is an English divorcee in her late 30s, and who has a kitchen maid named Wednesday Line, a young woman also in her sort of early 30s, tall, slender, and very good at cooking things. This arrival of Wednesday Line is actually and Odette, who's also a character, is a for people who watch many of our games, it has now been revealed that this game is taking place on the same world and in the same universe as Murder by Murder, our game from, I want to say, last year, but maybe it was 2022, in which we had a sort of murder mystery set in 1932, I think, is when it was set. In any case, the murder victim was Odette's grandfather or father. That was always an unconfirmed sort of suspicion, but the answer is father. And basically, upon meeting these individuals, Cora was kind of like, oh, well, that's sort of nice, but there's a weird vibe. Cora let everybody know that she was a debutante, which meant she had to show off some dresses.
She didn't let everyone know. They figured it out, and then she was like, well, I've got these dresses, so I'll
she was like, oh my god, don't look at any of these pictures that she was like showing of her as a debutante. But this led to her and Ted dancing and some questions about just exactly what it is Ted found in the war. Whatever suspicions Cora might have had, and perhaps those suspicions are still true, it seems to indicate that Ted might have been doing some spying. Don't know why I said starring. As if he might have been doing some sort of, kind of clandestine work in the war, which is interesting, but they sort of thought they sort of figured that could make sense for him. Wednesday showed up and gave them some strawberry tarts. It was at this point that they learned that someone was in the building asking after sort of Louise. Cora tried to pay her. She was like, no. Cora then said, you know what, we probably should go to the Hamptons after all, and since it was about to be the weekend, that might be sort of an unobtrusive time to go there. Ted wondered if they should maybe invite this new neighbor, but then he was kind of like, actually, maybe not. I may need to look into who this person is, and he was going to go to the library because something about her name or something about something did ring a bell to Ted. He wasn't sure of the details, but there was some element of that where he was like, that may be a thing. So basically that is where we left off. And it is now session. It has now been that was session 10. We're in session 11 tonight. No, it has. So basically, as of last week, it has been half the run of the show since we have gone into the fantasy world. Because this is just an office simulator, and honestly, I love it. Because really, and I think also it was that is also when Jake showed up. So you know, the vibe changed. So with all of that in mind, we are going to jump into our game for tonight. And there's no invocations or weird things I say, so we can just begin. But before we begin,
there are plenty of weird things that you say, but just
that is true.
I feel like what you need are like ad copies from this time to open us up with.
That would be fun, actually.
Well, we used to do that in Third Time's a Charm.
Well, and Star Trek as well. That's where we started.
Oh yeah, that's true. We did. We had.
But you're saying you want me to be saying
Star
things
Trek.
of like
period specific things.
Here they. Dear, we would never advertise something about a period. Not in this time.
Kotex. For the woman in your life.
For the woman in your life, it's something you don't want to know about. Just give her however much money it costs, and thank God. You were there. You saw the tide at Omaha Beach. You never have to think about it again. Just give her money and...
Money, chocolates, and Kotex. That's all your woman needs.
And a new ironing board. Exactly what she wants for Christmas.
Oh my God. There are some shocking ads from the 40s and really not even the 40s, like the 50s and 60s. There's some like whatever.
Yep.
So
astounding.
Pretty astounding. So with all that in mind, I realized that there's a couple documents I forgot to open, so I'm gonna have to open them on Yon iPad. You know that feeling of I knew I was forgetting something?
Yes.
Always.
That was going on in my mind. I really
That's my regular state of existence, honestly.
I lost my ADHD meds for like a week.
Wow.
That's the worst thing.
I'm very that seems like it could be a problem.
It's okay, I found them today.
Congratulations. So before we begin, I do want to ask both of you that for the characters of Cora and Louise, does anyone have any unresolved level up check boxes on their sheet?
Ooh, good question. I probably do.
I rolled once last time.
That's the other thing. This game, no one ever fucking rolls anything. We're just here to...
I'm sorry, we have to roll above, right?
For this and this alone, you must roll above. Yes, that is correct. You are correct.
Yeah, I think last time we played, I was on my work laptop, and it doesn't let me, I think for some reason I had to be on my work laptop.
Yes, that's right. I clicked for you and we resolved them.
Because the new security things won't even let me use Google Drive. Like if I try to modify anything, it's like you're attempting to download a file and blah 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 blah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really strict.
That's no good.
I did increase my luck by 9 points.
Huzzah! That's not nothing. That ain't nothing.
Okay, great. Okay, well, I will do what I can with that, but sheesh. So we will say, was our last game Thursday or Friday? I don't remember if we said if that was a Thursday night or a Friday night. I'm just gonna roll that because it depends. There's a thing that it will change.
Okay.
It was a Thursday. All right, so it is Friday morning. So would you guys, knowing that you're going to be going to the Hamptons today, you've also told the boss, like you've turned in stuff, you've been at the stuff. Would you go into the office today on a Friday, or would you plan to,
I would just say that me and Luis are just experiencing women things, and we cannot come in.
Understood. Okay.
Give us money and chocolate, please.
Yeah.
The boss says, very well, but I need, what's his face? Mr. Bliss will say, well, that's fine. Yes, I understand it's the weekend, but make sure that you get, I want to make sure that we have final artwork, everything finalized on Monday morning.
Oh, she'll have it. Of course.
We go to the printers on Wednesday.
I'm assuming this is a phone call, but yes, of course.
Hello? What? When is this happening? I mean, hello?
Yes. Who was he talking to? Cora or me? I guess
Cora.
Okay.
All right. So, going first thing Monday.
Oh, Louise, he thinks we're both on a periods together, so we're good to go.
God, how often does he think those happen?
Right.
He doesn't know.
Married, right? He has a wife.
Men don't pay attention. You know that.
La 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 la.
Yeah, but
he has a wife and multiple daughters.
maybe that's because I mean, we all use it as an excuse once in a while. But if he's used to it being this often, I feel kind of bad for him.
I'm feeling he's kind of a pushover with the women in his life. Just all things considered.
Fair enough.
So, there is kind of an interesting thing here, which is that you know, there was this talk of potentially inviting your across the hall neighbor to your family's place in the Hamptons. Is that something that you want to do? Because Ted kind of said that, but he wasn't saying it true, and now he's like looking into them because he just felt like there was something. I think I did not say this in our recap, but I believe a word he used was like, there's something about Odette that is dangerous. If you recall.
The Hamptons are like a small town vibe, right?
No, I mean.
Well, I mean, would people know who has a house there?
Yes. So the Hamptons there's like an area. There's many different like municipalities within the Hamptons. People would know who have like huge houses there. I don't think that your family is like, you know, you guys don't have like
an estate,
like Astor money or, you know, yeah, that kind of stuff.
Well,
but
what time of year is it again?
It is the spring? We're saying it's spring. So you're early to go to the Hamptons, but not unheard of. People, you know, there'll be some people there, and it is a nice
season yet.
It's not in season, but it is a nice summery. You know, like it's a warm thing. So there may be many people popping out to sort of go there. Yeah.
I mean, if Ted said no, after all, I'm not gonna invite her.
I'm sort of asking because Ted is not here. Ted said he was going to go to the library tomorrow morning to research. Because we are in an era where you can't just research at night on the internet. You have to go to the library when they're open.
That's true.
So he's going to go look into the London Times and see if he can figure out who this Odette Grafton woman is and why he sort of something about her seems familiar. So do you want to, you know, I'll say that in the morning as you guys are sort of maybe packing, getting ready, etc., you hear work is going on across the way. You know, I think the move-in is probably complete at this point, but like her door is open and people are still going in and out. That's the vibe there a bit.
Okay. I'm assuming I'm finished packing and everything, so I'll go and poke my head in and see if I can see her.
Absolutely. If you walk in, we will say, if you walk in, you see that Wednesday is sort of just standing there, and she sort of sees you and says, "Hello, miss." But Odette is kind of talking to some sort of person and saying, "Well, I understand we should have painted before we started placing the furniture, but I didn't realize how bad the color was until I saw the furniture up against it and realized, no, this needs to be painted entirely differently. I don't know how they do things here in the States, but where I'm from, you know, we just want to make sure that there is a concern about aesthetics. So, do you know what that word means? And there's just sort of like a guy's like, okay, well, I mean, we'll just have to move all your furniture out, lady, if it's a thing. But she'll sort of smirk and say, oh, Cora, good morning. Good morning, dear. Mwah.
Oh.
Mwah. It's so good to see you this morning.
Me too. I just wanted to
I hope
let
we're
you
not
know.
making too much noise.
Oh, no, not at all. I just wanted to let you know we're going to be out of town for a couple days. But if you need of course, you can always ring me, but I'm sure you know that the front desk is super helpful and can get you anything that you need. But I just wanted to let you know. Didn't want you to think that I was abandoning you or anything.
Oh, well, where are you going?
Oh, we're going to the Hamptons.
Mm.
Do you have a house there?
That's a normal thing for rich people to ask.
I
right?
think so, yeah. She would say,
Okay.
well, no, I've just moved to America, so I'm familiar with the Hamptons. But no, I don't have a house there.
Oh, yes. Well,
And I'm assuming this is
Yes.
something that rich people do.
well, you have to come down to my family's house sometime. It's wonderful there.
Oh. Well, what a lovely invitation. You know, my family, we used to have a place on the water. It was kind of, sort of Wednesday gets like looks down. Yes, I haven't spent much time on the water in a while. It was it, you know, a family, a home away from home. You understand?
Oh, I understand.
Yes. But, well,
I don't know.
I would like to say that the way that she phrased it and the implication was, if she wants to join, I'm assuming that rich people talk in a different way. So she's saying, come over anytime, even if you want to come now.
understood.
So it's like
So you're
not
trying
a
to...
direct invitation.
I see. You're trying
for
to
her
convey
come
that.
right-
In that case, you know what? Give me a charm persuade. Roll a charm persuade.
Okay.
77.
Oh, but I have a high charm, don't I?
You do have a high charm.
Where is it?
Oh, that's a success.
It is just
regular.
a success. Yes, you are just you have a 79, so a 77 is right there. In response to this, she'll sort of listen to this and say, she'll kind of you said it in a way where she's picking up on it, and she'll say, well, darling, you know that I'm very wealthy. So you must not think that I can just, at the drop of a hat, leave town without
Oh, of course.
any
well, I
notice,
just figured
right?
you had someone to manage your affairs and everything, and if you
Unless,
wanted
of
to,
course, you
could.
think I'm so fabulously wealthy that I can leave town and go anywhere in the world at the drop of a hat.
That's what I assumed.
Oh, I see what you were assuming. How long will it take you to paint this house? And he says, well, I mean, we can get started, here in a couple hours, but we'll have to, we won't be able to finish today, so it won't be until then. We'll come back on Monday, and we can probably finish it up Monday. What do you mean you won't work over the weekend? No, ma'am, we don't work over the weekend. Weekend? What is? You mean weekend? Yes, that's what I said. The weekend. Yeah, no, it'll be Monday that it's finished. Well, then. Then actually, yes, it seems that this might be a perfect time for me to come and see the Hamptons that everyone's talking about.
Oh, it's wonderful.
If you really are inviting, but I don't want to be a bother. Of course, I will bring Wednesday, and she will do all the cooking. Yes, miss, I can do cooking for you. Yes, miss.
I'm assuming her family's house has plenty of room.
You don't have you probably don't have a Newport style, Breaker style mansion or anything. But
Yeah.
yes, you can certainly accommodate these two. I mean, your parents won't be
Okay.
there. The house is
Absolutely.
empty.
It is very small though for a vacation home. I'm just letting you know, so I don't want you to feel cramped. But if you want to avoid the fumes of the paint, I'd love to have you.
Yes, well, I'm trying to sort of get into the American spirit here, so yes, I think that sounds lovely. Wednesday, pack my things. Yes, miss, it wants, miss. And Wednesday says, oh, should we just take one of your already packed? I believe that all your sort of seaside garb is already packed in a specific case, miss. Should we just take that, miss? No, I want you to unpack that and then repack it with a few other things, just so I want to make sure that we have a proper packing. Yes, miss, of course, miss. And she'll go off to pack.
I'll give her my address to give to her driver because I'm assuming she has her own car that she'll want to take.
Oh.
I don't know how rich people operate.
Well, Cora, and we've had some... I know it's been a month since we got to this. You're not... You actually aren't sure, because you know that she has some ludicrously expensive, like, pieces that she has brought into this apartment. Like, some of the stuff is antiques that is, like, you know... I mean, there are some $1,000 pieces in here, which at that time would be, you know, preposterously priced.
Yeah.
But this... You also were like, well, what the hell are you doing in this building? You know? Like, this is nice, but you're not in, like, the, you know... Shouldn't you be in, like a brownstone? You know, shouldn't you be in, like a...
Yeah.
So there's definitely a you're not totally sure. And she will say, yes, what time does the car take us? What time should we be ready?
And she'll look back at Luis and just be like, well, we're gonna be cramped. We're gonna leave in about an hour.
An hour. Wednesday, you must work quickly. Also, you'll need to dress me, so that's going to cut into your packing time. You'll need to do it all Wednesday. Once again, I need you to do it all. Gwen says, yes, miss, of course, miss. And so she just kind of wanders out of the room and says, begin the painting. I want it done when I'm back. And the guy says, I don't know when you'll be back, but I mean, it'll be done on Monday, like I've said about 6 times.
I mean, if you needed more time, you could always just meet us there later. You don't have to...
No, pish posh. We don't want to miss the car or the train or however we're going. And she just kind of walks out and Wednesday rushes after her.
We'll see you in an hour. And she'll like pull Luis back into her apartment and say, well, you know, Ted wanted to look more into her, so I guess this is a good chance. And
I don't think he wanted us inviting her until he found out.
I didn't specifically invite her, but it's polite to assume that if they want to come, it's a whole manners thing that I've never quite understood because I don't like things without a plan, you know. But you know, you invite people saying like, oh, it's like when you're like, oh, we should get coffee sometime, and you don't really intend to get coffee, but you're just saying that to be nice, and them, you assume that they are not going to say, yeah, let's go get coffee right now. That's
people don't mean it when they say that.
Oh, well, I do with you when I always want to spend time with you. You're just the best. But no, not all the time.
I'm kidding.
Okay, but also you're one of my very good friends, and I don't want you to think that I don't want to spend time with you. I wouldn't have invited you to stay at my apartment if I didn't want to spend time with you.
No,
so
I know.
Okay,
you're okay.
And
that was a little.
And
I mean, well, it'll. Okay, Wednesday's a little. Does Wednesday give you a little bit of a weird vibe? A strange.
Yeah, but you know, I imagine being under the employ of somebody like her is, you know, it does something to your nerves.
Yeah, I get that.
The phone rings, Cora.
I will answer it.
It's Ted. He's calling for like a payphone. So you hear that like quintessential like, wait, I'm gonna change the music to something jazzier because it's like 40s. So like you hear traffic behind him, but muffled from inside of a payphone box. And he goes, Cora, hey, it's Ted.
New development. My new neighbor's gonna come to the Hamptons with us.
Oh, you already asked her, huh?
Well, in so many words, yes, but also no. But
she invited herself along?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kind
of. Wish I'd called a little earlier. I've just been reading up on her.
Oh boy.
I found her at the thing. Grafton is her Grafton's her married name, you know. She married
Is there a second phone in the apartment?
You guys can just do the
or we're doing this?
Yeah, I'm like holding it to where
he'll say, yeah, no, she's I thought something about this was familiar. She's her maiden name was Corse. There was a murder at her family estate.
Is she a murderer?
No. Well, as far as I can tell, she's not, although they weren't quite sure who. I don't know. There seemed to be her grandfather was the I don't know how to pronounce it, sorry, Ted would know how to pronounce it. Her grandfather was the Marquess of Plymouth. And
is that wait?
That's how the British
not
pronounce
Marquis?
it. No, they say Marquess. The British do. You know what else the British say? Turquoise.
I'm gonna
Turquoise.
canceling the British.
I mean, turquoise, I get.
Turquoise makes sense. As
They
does
say
aluminium. What? I'll give them that.
It doesn't. It's a misspelling that they just ran with. The Latin root is aluminum. They're fully wrong about aluminium. They just.
But they say Marquis.
I like that word.
The Marquis.
Marquis.
But it's
don't like that.
It's
don't like
spelled. That. It's not spelled like. Well, yeah. Anyway.
They also say Wednesday.
And they say Valet and Buffett.
Okay, moving on. I'm done with the British.
They don't. The British give the British an opportunity to not use a French pronunciation, so they can stick it to the French, and they will take it.
That's fair.
I say that as a joke, but that's the reason. Also, they call soccer football because we started liking soccer. They came up with the term soccer.
I am aware of that.
And then after World War II, when so many Americans were playing soccer, they decided to start calling it football.
Yeah, I know.
Soccer is a
love
shortened
a petty
form
bitch.
for of association football to distinguish it from rugby football.
I'm so sorry for this tangent. It was my fault. Anyway,
Yeah, he was the Lord Joseph Course. He died there in about 32. And I remember hearing about this actually when I was over there because it was kind of this.
Was this place on the water by any chance?
Yeah, Course Court. It was on a little island, Gin Island. He's like a little reporter. He's got his notebook because he took this. It's called Gin Island. It was off the Devonshire coast, and yeah, they had like a party there, and it sort of came out that her grandfather was this like blackmailer, I guess, and there's all these there have been a couple like little books, or maybe not a book, like pamphlets, like people are very interested in trying to
like a
determine what
novella.
happened. Well, it's not a novella. It's like you're writing about crime, but it's like what actually happened. It's not like a fiction. It's not fiction. But there's this is her. She was his granddaughter. A lot of people think her mother was the killer. Of course, her mother, this lady, this Alicia Fuller. Also her name was, I'm so sorry, her name was never Odette Course. Her name was Odette Fuller. He would have said that. She was Odette Fuller, but her grandfather was Joseph Course.
Okay. Well, let's not bring any of this up. You're gonna come to the Hamptons, right?
Well, now that you've invited a murder suspect, yeah, I guess I'm coming to the Hamptons.
Okay. Do you need a car?
A car?
Yeah,
You got one lying around?
It's gonna be a tight fit, but in about an hour, come over and.
Are we gonna be able to seat 5 and luggage?
Well, oh god. See, here's the thing. Would you rather I take the train? Except
No.
I kind of don't want to be away from you.
Oh well, that sounds so sweet, Ted.
Yeah.
I know that's not what you mean.
Let me rephrase it. I'm worried about leaving Louise alone with it. Wait, can Louise hear me?
Yes, yeah. Of course you can.
I mean, never mind. I'm not worried about anything. Everything's fine.
She'll put.
Ignore him. No, Ted, just come over. It's only a couple hours. It's fine.
Wait, how long?
To drive to the Hamptons?
Yeah.
Probably isn't. I mean, I'm literally gonna look up the maps. Just like, I'm gonna look up how long it is now. But it will be longer now because but actually it probably balances out because roads are better now, but there's more traffic now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Directions from Upper West Side, Manhattan to Watermill, the Hamptons. It's like 96 miles. You just take Long Island all the way.
Are we gonna need an extra car for the luggage? I have a feeling she's gonna pack a lot.
That's a good point. Let me call my daddy. Dad, my father. Goodbye, Ted. I'll see you in an hour.
Oh, jeez. Okay, well, okay.
She hangs up. And also I'm assuming she can like arrange that with the front desk to like she can just get another car, right?
You can. I mean, yes, it is not difficult for you to. So if your plan is you're going to have Harris take you guys to the Hamptons, Harris presumably will be coming home. He's not going to stay in the Hamptons. Mm-hmm. You can. I'm actually not sure about this in 1947. Your options would be, yes, you could definitely hire some cars and pay people to drive you 100 miles, or you could take a train out there.
And send the luggage along in the car.
And or whatever. But yes, you absolutely could. You could just ask for 2 cars to take you guys out to hire 2 cars to take you to the Hamptons. No, yes, for sure.
Does Cora own a vehicle? No.
Cora does not own a vehicle, but her family owns the car, and Harris has been driving you to and from work every day.
Okay, got it.
Would it be gauche to take the train?
It would be... Oh, God, what an interesting question. I don't think it would be gauche to take the train. It will take much longer to take the train. It will be... It's significantly cheaper to take the train, but it will take a lot longer to take the train.
Okay, can we just hand wave this and say that she tells everybody they're going to take the train after all because of the view?
For the views? Okay.
Because I want Miss... What's her last name now?
Her last name now is Miss Grafton.
And she'll phrase it as, since you're new to America, I think you should see all of the scenery, so we're gonna go on the train.
I'm 99% sure. I don't even know. I have to look at like the Long Island Railroad. I'm 99% sure this train ride is gonna just be like industrial parks in suburban Long Island.
America.
Woo-hoo.
But she is from the UK, so she's not unfamiliar. I'm looking at the Long Island Railroad, though. Isn't it fun to just like do research while we're playing, you guys?
No, you can also just pretend this is America, but like better than it actually was or is.
No, this is by far our most realistic and grounded world.
Okay.
Yeah, see, everybody knows the Northeast Regional wasn't built until 1958. You see that? Everybody knows that. And I'm and I look like an idiot. We throw out this game, maybe the whole channel if I make a mistake like that. Oh, interesting. The LIRR is or do they say Lear? It is the oldest railroad in the United States still operating under its original name. Good for them.
Okay, so can we take it or not? Are we taking cars or the train?
It's everything I've said remains true. It definitely existed at that time and there were routes. It's all good. My question for you is, so yeah, do you want to go in style in a car and just go quick, or you're going to go on a train?
I mean, we'll go on the train because
perfect.
The unexpected guests
luggage thing,
and to make yeah.
Do we want to? Well, no, never mind. Yeah, let's just do that.
Okay, perfect. So in that case, you can easily get a few taxis to take you guys over to the trains to Union Station. Or maybe.
And I'm sure Luis was right. Miss Grafton has a shit ton of luggage.
She will be taking a lot of luggage, yes. I guess you would do...
Oh, and I forgot Wednesday was coming too. Yeah, so we have to take the train.
Well, Wednesday will definitely be sitting in a different cart than all the rest of you. But the 4 of you will be in like a first class little, Actually, commuter rails... No, they did have those at this... I was researching this for Dreadlands Express a lot. So this was an era when they did actually have, even on things like this, they would have like private rooms and stuff. Okay, so...
No, Wednesday could go in the room. Cora would not let her. No,
they're not. Your friend Odette is not paying a first class ticket for Wednesday. I'll tell you that much. So basically, if you want to hand wave, we will hand wave. We won't roll. Actually, no, I take it back. Cora, no. Please make one roll for me. I would like you to roll a calculate to make sure that everyone gets to the train at the right time.
Oh no.
Would you like to spend any power before doing this? So that
I already did, and I failed.
Do you want? You can spend power to re-roll then if you want.
Fine. How much power?
It's just 1 to re-roll in this game.
Oh, okay. I will do that. Uh, I I will spend 1 luck to
Have a success.
make it a success.
Great.
Just a regular.
You don't get to click the box, but you did. So basically, Cora, it's you nearly screw everything up, and you almost have everybody go to Penn Station. But the last minute, you're like Grand Central, Grand Central. So basically, you all. So there is. We will in fact hand wave, a couple of hours here, of sort of like everybody leaving in some taxis, and Harris will take you. Ted meets you at the train station. He'll oh no, actually he would come to you because he don't have cell phones. So yes, you'll show up. So basically, after much to do, they make it to the train. While this is going on, Louise, my dear Louise, could you just do me a favor?
Oh no.
And roll
Oh.
a... I'm actually going to let you make your choice between them. I would like you to either roll a look under vitality or a detect vibe under will. I think you have almost identical numbers for these skills.
Under vitality or detect vibe. So yeah, either a 75 or a 74. What am I looking or detecting the vibe of?
You know what you're looking for. It happens whenever you're leaving and going places. Sure. Whenever you're in a crowd, you know what you're looking for.
Okay, I rolled a 12 on my look.
Excellent.
Look seemed to make more sense there. That is extreme success.
Keeping your eyes open as you go, you do notice a taxi that seems to follow you from the building that you guys are in to the train station. With an extreme success, I will say that in the mirror, the person who gets out of the taxi is a man in a hat. So you don't see perfect features, but he definitely fits the build of Jake, and he very quickly goes into the station, like while you guys are unloading all your stuff.
Cora,
yeah.
There was a. Okay, maybe I'm crazy. I could be crazy, but I swear I saw a taxi following us, and a man got out, and I couldn't see his face, but he.
Ted?
I saw a taxi following us too. You saw who got out of it?
I didn't see his face. He had a hat on, but he looked like he could be Jake. I don't know.
All right.
I'm probably just being crazy and paranoid and seeing things.
No, you're not. You're not. You're being careful and observant.
All right. That's fine. I noticed the taxi following us, but then I was, taxis are, a lot of people are coming here. Odette's like, oh, thank you so much, Ted. Yes. Could you just help with some of this luggage? Sure. No problem. Pulling some stuff off, and he's just kind of like, there's multiple sort of, you guys get a bunch of stuff. They get a cart for you. A porter cart comes over. Ted will say, all right. Get on the train. Where you're gonna, can we get like a cabin, like a room?
Yeah.
Okay. Get on the train. I'm going to stay on the platform until right when we're going. I'm just gonna keep an eye out.
What if he's already on the train?
He won't know what train we're getting on. That's what he doesn't know. He doesn't know where we're going.
Right.
So once we get to our train, you guys get on, and I'll keep an eye out.
It's gonna be okay, Louise. Come on, let's go.
And she'll look back at Ted and
Yeah.
I just realized we're getting on another fucking train.
That's part of the reason why.
God damn it.
Don't hit the ghost button. So as
I didn't mean to.
As you guys, so basically we will sort of say that you move to the train. Ted sort of takes Ted takes point, but is looking around and kind of glancing back at stuff. And obviously you guys are all aware, except for Odette, who's kind of oblivious. Ted kind of sort of guides you for a moment. He'll sort of say to Cora, you haven't bought tickets yet, I assume.
assumed that she would have arranged it with the front desk or something.
You don't.
I feel like her building has like a concierge service almost, right?
It. Not your building. Probably you have a doorman. I don't know that you have like a full on like.
Okay. Yeah,
thing
because
like
she wouldn't let her parents buy what they wanted to, and yeah.
Well, I mean, your family's rich. That's.
But not like, yeah, I get it.
Their building might have that. Their little place for you probably doesn't.
Okay.
That being said, I believe at this time period that you would get on the train and then pay most of the time. Like you'd pay the conductor like as they come. Like you often would buy your ticket on the train.
Okay.
But I don't think that's the case for a first class. I think if you're trying to get a cabin, you would go to a station agent.
I would do
So
that.
Ted will kind of say, okay, when you go to the station agent, just Cora, just don't look at the board. Just say the line you're getting on and be kind of quiet. I'm going to be nearby, just making sure nobody's overhearing you.
Okay.
Okay.
So if you go purchase a first class cabin, you have the money to do so, no problem. Ted is then going to lead everyone, pushing, like there's a porter following, and there's probably 2 porters with all the luggage on the carts. Ted's going to lead you guys to the wrong tracks. Purposefully. One of the porters is like, oh, you're taking, you guys are leaving town? Are you guys going to Cincinnati? And Ted's like, yeah, something like that. Come on, this way. And you guys walk through. Louise, give me since you've already done a look, give me a detect vibe. I'll let you click a different box potentially. Doing the same thing.
That time, not so great. 89. My nerves are clouding everything.
As you're then Louise will say it like this: as you walk, like you're jumpy. Every face in the crowd you think is Jake. Every sort of man of a certain build. Every yeah.
That actually fits very well for someone who has clearly PTSD.
Yeah, and there's probably, and I'm sure there are some people, there's some guys giving you like a leering eye here and there, so it's like, great, cool. So everything about this is rough. However, Ted kind of at the last minute leads you guys to this track, looks at his watch, says, kind of the porter's like, actually this way. And they're like, oh, were you not, the train's about to arrive. He's like, I know. And guys, you guys start walking down a corridor, and Ted is, I'll roll for Ted here. Ooh, yeah, 26. Ted is doing some real, this is a navigate track roll. Ted will be like, no, and he gotta just immediately starts like moving everyone like quickly. I don't specifically know this exact train station, but I know in New York, there's a lot of like, you go down these things and you walk on this and there's this, and these poor porters are having to like, to make ramps and stuff. Anyway, the point is Ted leads you guys on a chase through this thing from no one as he's just keeping his eyes open. And you guys get to the train, which is there. Cora, you have your tickets and you guys start loading onto the first class cart.
I'll push Luis ahead of me.
Yeah. And Ted will just sort of stand on the platform and smoke.
Sure.
So, if Cora and Louise, along with Odette, who seems oblivious, and Wednesday, like, it wasn't even a thing that anyone was offering. Like Wednesday, like, Odette gives Wednesday, like 50 cents, and Wednesday's just going to the back. Like, she's just already walking down the platform to the back of the train. And so basically Cora, Louise, and Odette, before too long, are seated in what is ultimately more a commuter rail situation. But as you sort of sit down, Odette says, oh, well, so is this American rail travel? I sort of assumed it.
Yes, it's not private or anything, but it gets you there pretty quick, and it's not as cramped as a car, so. And you get to experience real Americana right out the window.
She kind of looks out just at a train platform and says, oh yes, because, well, no, that certainly will be interesting. So how long have you had this place in the Hamptons, Cora?
How long have we had it?
I mean, certainly all your life.
Oh, as long as I can remember. My dad or grandfather, maybe great, got it before. I don't know.
Did you go there in the? Did you often go there for summers as a child? Did you
Oh,
spend
yes.
your childhood there? Was it a happy place?
Oh, absolutely. I've got the best memories there. We used to have a horse out there as well, but didn't quite work out. We had to move it to some stables out in Long Island.
You're on Long Island.
Yeah, well, out here in Long Island.
Elsewhere, yeah. You'll just say the name.
The farm.
You'll just say the name of a different village, sure.
At least that's what my parents told me.
Is it a farm spelled GLUE factory?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, very happy times. It was the best. My parents used to always throw these fancy parties, and I'd just be running around in my little frilly dress that was, of course, too itchy. But yeah, just had the best time out there.
How interesting. Yes, as I said, we had a house in the water. It was.
Did you have good times there?
Wistful look on her face. Oh, sweet. If this was a movie, the reflection of her in the glass would be the actress who played her when she was like 20.
Yeah.
In the first, yeah. Although, God, 22.
Can I do a read person on her as she's being wistful?
Please do a read person on her. She's being wistful. Actually, here's a question to you as actresses.
Okay, 44.
Would you cast a different person? And here's where there's a trick to it, because we didn't know about this new thing. So if the movie was made of Murder by Murder and there was a character who's 22, would her at 37 only being made like a year later, would that be the same actress, or would they have recast? Or would they be doing the Hollywood thing of all women just have to look hot no matter their age?
I think
So they would just
No,
be like,
I think it
she
would
has
be the
no
same
age makeup or
person.
anything. Think it's the same person?
Just that many, so only a decade?
15 years.
15 years older? Yeah, I think you use
Yeah.
the same person. You just use makeup to age them up a bit.
Yeah. So basically, then
unless
it'll. Go ahead.
unless they started Strange Lore without knowing.
Yeah, see, this if they'd known that it was going to be playing the same person, you'd cast someone 30 to play 22 and 37, no problem.
Yeah.
But a 22-year-old, it can be hard to play 37 if you're 22.
That is true.
That's where I'm coming
Oh,
from.
if she
That's
was
when they do the
actually
bad-
If the actress they cast in the movie version of Murder by Murder was
Right.
was actually 22, although probably she would have been 25.
No, in this world, what if it's like sisters? Like the older sister who is also an actor.
Like Vera Farm.
I don't know.
Vera
I
and
don't know.
Tysa from okay.
I think it just depend. It would depend on the actress.
Fair
Like,
enough.
is she someone who believably could play older / younger, or is she not? In which case, then
God,
you-
who would have been playing Odette Fuller in that thing? I'm trying to think of who it would have been. This is irrelevant to what we're doing. The point is, whoever it is, whether it's different actress or same actress with the hairstyle she had when she was younger, the reflection shows her from 1932 as she wistfully looks
Yeah.
into the glass.
I rolled a 44, which is a normal success.
Normal success. Based on what you overheard Ted saying, it's very probable she's being like, oh yes, my memories of that place are now murder.
Okay. So just letting my imagination run amok, but not really getting a sense of where.
Exactly.
Cool, perfect. Sounds good. Nothing bad can come from that.
Exactly. So you guys are waiting. I would like for one of you to please make a luck roll for me.
I will. A luck
Please,
or a look?
Luck.
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 Probably a good plan.
We also need a lock roll.
a lock roll.
69, which is a success.
Throw it up. We have an emote for it, and I wish that we
Nice.
had a graphic emote for it, but instead it just says nice.
We can't. do
Nice
that.
is the perfect emote for it. We don't need.
No.
I mean, you could convince them it's the Cancer sign because it is basically 69.
Oh, that is true.
And I feel like somewhere in there it's like that is how you get crabs, but it's kind of not. I don't know.
No, actually, I feel like it would
Yeah,
void that.
it would.
Well,
Unless
crabs is lice.
Oh, you
so-
can get them in your beard.
Beard crabs. Oh my god.
lice.
Oh my god.
Wait,
How
is
many
lice?
people in the 70s when it was beards and bush all over, like, oh man, what a cool time to be alive.
Jinx, I didn't see Ben Hader. I didn't see that you put that in the chat. I said it independently. We both have the same brain.
Oh my god. That's fucking cool. I the first time in my life I've wanted a beard because I want to give somebody crap.
Oh, they are different than head lice and body lice. There's too many bugs.
It is a different kind of
So
place.
this horrible digression is brought to you by 69. With a 69, that was you, Louise, rolling that?
No, that was
me.
Cora.
Cora, with a 69, that is a luck score for you, and this was just a normal luck. As it happens, you are on the side of the train where you can see Ted. You can see Ted keeping an eye on things. Ted's out there. You hear like the whistle blowing, the conductors, sort of saying that things are about to go. You even hear the conductor. I don't know if they probably don't say it on this railroad, but I want them to anyway. All aboard who's coming aboard. And as Ted is sort of out there smoking, I'm gonna have Ted do one more roll. Use these guys instead. Not so good a roll for old Ted this time. Basically, we'll say that like there's a crush of passengers here at the end. Louise and Cora. Would either of you, because you are on the side, would either of you like to do a look roll out the window?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Give me looks.
Oh God, I literally got it 75.
So that's just a normal success?
Yeah.
48 normal.
Both have normal successes. All right, with normal successes, then I have to actually roll for the...
Oof.
Now I roll amazing, of course. So basically, Ted is... No, Ted rolled bad. So Ted waits, steps off, kind of holds off, and then gets on the train. Like the train starts moving, and you guys have seen Ted is basically stepping on the train as it's moving in that old sort of movie way. You guys are looking out, and with normal successes, you do not see among the people like running up to the train getting on. You are both confident that you don't see Jake there. With your normal degrees of success, so you feel that Jake has probably not gotten onto the train at the last minute. Ted kind of comes in a few moments later, comes into the cabin, says, I think we're okay. Meanwhile, as Ted kind of looks out, he'll sort of say, "Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Hi there. Where's your maid?" And Ted says, "Oh, well, she's back in the second or third class, of course. Are you going to light my cigarette for me?" Say, "Sure." Thank you. You all right, Louise?
You sure we're okay?
I'm not sure, but I think we're all right. I'm pretty confident he's not on the train.
No, maybe this was a mistake. I shouldn't be here with I should just go.
I think this is not a bad place to go, Louise. Especially since it sounds like he was in the building. And Odette says, "Who was in the what now? What was happening? Who was where? Who are we talking about?" Oh no.
A bit of history that came back, that's all.
Oh dear. Well, whatever it is, I'm sure. Well, Ted, you're American. Do you have a gun? You Americans all carry guns, don't you? Ted says, "Let's not just..." Yeah, there's kind of a character following Louise, but we're keeping an eye out for him, don't worry. And I am confident he's not on this train. And in fact, as the train pulls away from the station, up on the steps of the platform, kind of stepping down, is Jake, just noting the line. And
do any of us see him? I mean, I guess not with
that's with your things. All you conferred was he didn't get on, but he did see he saw which railroad. That doesn't really narrow it down for him, unless he knows Cora's name and can look up, if her family owns a place somewhere. But anyway, the point is, so Jake is on the platform, just looks at which thing goes and just kind of goes, "Oh, Louise, I love it when you run." And he'll go back to purchase himself a ticket for a later train.
I hate this man so much.
What a fucking psycho.
I hate this man so much.
Oh my god. Wait a minute. Oh my god.
No.
I have to roll one other thing. I'm so sorry.
Philip,
No.
leave the women alone.
I can't. It's a 93. So you guys begin the ride, and you are confident he's not there to, whatever, but I mean, listen, this is, Ted will step out and come back with some candy bars and sandwiches and, stuff from the thing, but you're in like a comfortable thing. The conductor comes by, checks your little ticket for all of you. Ted just kind of sits there staring out, and soon as you go on, I don't know if you're on the Oyster Bay. I haven't determined where on Long Island you're, where in the Hamptons you have your place, but so I don't know which of the different lines you're on, but I do know that many of them are probably kind of, yeah, that's the shit we're talking about. No, you'd be doing the Montauk branch. So actually, it is, in many cases, it is going to be a nice, you are going to see some like nice views. So against my hopes, this actually will be, this will be a thing. Oh, sweet, you go to the village of Babylon? Radical!
I'm very excited about that. Did you know
I
there's
appreciate
also a metropolis in California, in the United States?
There is? I mean, I would assume there is. It's about, so I think especially back then, I am imagining that this is probably a 4-hour train ride.
Okay, that's reasonable.
So I want to get you guys to Babylon because it's cool that it's called Babylon. But as you guys are sort of riding, Ted will say, Odette will say, "Well, listen, Louise, darling, I don't want to sort of pry, but I certainly have some experience with troublesome men."
He's an old beau, and I never really wanted to be with him, but I didn't have much of a choice. And then the war happened, and he was gone, and he was dead, but then he wasn't.
Oh. And I assume that when he was reported killed in the war, you were relieved. Of course you would be. Oh, dear.
I felt like my life could finally start. Now I don't know what to do.
Well, that's simply terrible. Well, this can't stand. We'll have to do something about this gentleman.
Can I do a read person on her?
Absolutely, sure.
$37. Oh, yes, that's a hard success.
A hard success.
Yes.
She seems genuinely worried for Louise and genuinely like she seems like, like righteous indignation at this.
Okay.
Well, something has to be done. If this were England, I would do something that I rather detest doing, but under the circumstances, I would do it all the same. I would contact my mother. My mother. I would contact Alicia. She is, well, she and her husband, they would know who to talk to about this. Rest assured that any behavior such as that would be stopped at once if there was someone coming after you, believe me. But unfortunately, we don't have much influence in this country. But if we did, I would. But unfortunately, I'm a stranger in a strange land here. I just...
Cora will look at Ted. He's back in the cart, right?
Ted is just like staring at her like laser focused.
Okay, I'm just making sure he's hearing all of this. And Cora will say,
I've got some people in my family working on it, but he's slippery, if you know what I mean.
The people in your family?
No, Dan. Her old beau.
Oh, I
he's
see. Oh,
conniving
slippery.
and slippery.
I hate to hear it.
We're doing the best we can.
And this is why you were... Oh dear, well I hope I didn't delay you getting out of town. I know we didn't leave quite when you were hoping to because of all my extra luggage and everything. I do so apologize.
No. It's fine. Anyone want some champagne?
Champagne?
It's
a daytime commuter train. I don't think they have champagne.
I give you champagne.
Yeah, on train, there's like bar cards. I don't know if I'm not a rich person, and also I'm not an old-fashioned person, and also I don't research vintage trains.
Also, what time of day is it?
It's probably like you guys left, like you got on the train probably like you got on like a noon train. So I suppose there is a bar cart, you know. But this is a commute. Like this is not a sleeper. This is a commuter train.
Okay, also commuter trains now you can get like drinks at the bar car.
That's fair. Okay, well you can if you want to send Ted for champagne, I suppose you can do that.
Well, I'll go with him.
Okay. Ted's. It's fine.
Cora doesn't know what I do.
No, it's fine. I mean, they probably would have alcohol on these trains. That's fine. Actually, wait. Alcohol on our...
We have a first-time chatter who is confirming that the LIRR definitely had a bar car.
Had a bar car. It's been banned.
Why?
It was banned recently for SantaCon.
That's amazing.
They would have had buttermilk as an option to drink as well, FYI.
Ew.
People used to drink...
Anybody want some champagne or buttermilk? I hear they have it. Might be really good. I don't know.
Well, buttermilk.
It's.
I suppose I'm.
Oh, it's an American thing.
I'm trying American things. Yes, I suppose I could. What a lovely copse of warehouses there in the distance. Yes, America. What an interesting place.
Industrialism. She's just gonna okay, Ted, come on.
Okay, so you're.
Sorry, I found some old train menus.
Yeah.
They did have cocktails.
They definitely do. Again, this is a commuter rail. So there is a difference between commuter lines.
People day drink.
I understand.
In the movies.
like these aren't sleeper cars. I'm not 100% sure this would even have a private room.
Okay, but when I went to Comic-Con,
yeah,
I drank in the bar car.
Fair enough. All right.
This game is so pedantic. Like, we don't get this hung up on authentic details anywhere else, but this game is like,
I love it.
wait, we have to spend 20 minutes researching the most obscure
We genuinely do. And we have to smoke our period authentic Lego cigarettes. So as you guys are so basically, Corey, you're going to leave with Ted to get buttermilk and champagne. Leaving Louise and Odette in the car together.
Yes.
Odette will say to Louise, a woman in my family actually married a criminal.
Oh.
He was a horrid man. He stole a lot of money from us. He did not meet a very good end. I've never been certain who saw to that, but I have my suspicions.
What kind of criminal?
Well, he did in fact commit some violent crimes, although, as far as I know, not to the woman he was married to. Not to Gladys, but he was sort of a confidence trickster, sort of scam, this kind of person. But he did also engage in some armed robberies at times, and did some bad things. But in any case, I'm just sort of saying I'm no stranger to bad men, and I hope they'll get what's coming to them. I do want to say, though, that my ex-husband, though he's terrible in other ways, he was not a criminal in that way. So, yes. I was fortunate there, even though I wasn't fortunate in love, on account of, he was... But it wasn't right for me. And we're in a modern era now, so a woman should be allowed to marry who she wants and unmarry him if she so chooses.
Well, I agree there.
Yes. Yes, but I'll say that I'm going to go ahead and say a thing. One thing that is odd is that when she's describing her family, there's definitely something weird with how who she's saying people are. She eventually just went with a woman in my family, and kind of in a sort of not pointed way, but in a kind of confused way. We're now going to cut to Cora and Ted.
Okay.
Who have sort of gone out. They're going down, and I'm just doing this if Cora, were you trying to say something to Ted, or?
So my new neighbor's interesting. Always good to have allies.
Yeah, I really kind of want to ask her some questions, but I don't want to, let on that I've been reading up on her.
Well, I mean, give her a couple of glasses of champagne and be charming, and I'm sure she'll answer whatever you want. Or there's always Wednesday.
Huh. Yeah, Wednesday,
She seems to notice everything. She picked up on what was going on with Luis.
She noticed it was weird when Jake came poking around for her. Yeah.
Yeah, and she said she'd keep an eye out.
You want to go chat up Wednesday? Is that your idea, Cora?
Well, not chat her up. I'm not saying you have to chat up every woman that you encounter, but with people like my new neighbor, you have to schmooze, and with other people, you can just talk to them. Why do you think that I don't like associating with the upper crust? I don't like schmoozing. I like just making friends and talking.
So would you rather go talk to Wednesday? Or you mean over the weekend? You don't mean right now?
Yeah, over the weekend. She seemed like an open book, though, so I'm sure she'll be happy to tell you after she gets comfortable with you. She was sharing a lot when she realized she had something in common with Luis. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
And Cora will grab, probably, I mean, she's good at carrying drinks and stuff, so she'll take the majority of them.
You guys will take some drinks back into the thing. And so basically, we'll say that sort of Louise, as Odette is telling you about her husband. Well, so first of all, when I married him, he was, he was funny in a certain way. Like the way he would yell at his servants, there was something amusing about it, but it was also sort of like, you don't really need to do that, but he was. But one thing that I didn't love about him is that he made me call him Sir Linus, even, like in private.
That seems like it would be very formal and
well, it was, but
alien.
Also, and I don't wish to be too sort of graphic in my explanations, but he wanted me to call him Sir Linus in the bedroom.
Here's your buttermilk.
Oh, wonderful. And he wanted me to call someone else Lord Linus, if you understand. Something else, if you understand what I'm saying.
Oh.
Cora's just handing out the champagne, like to Luis, like.
I mean, that's quite a mouthful.
Well, not really in his case. In any event. No, in his case, believe me, you could. So, yes, the point is, it was not a happy marriage, and I'm very happy to be out of it. It was arranged by. All right, I'm going to take you all into confidence, if you don't mind. There's just something a bit complex about my family, and I'm not really sure how to always talk about them.
All families complex.
Yes, but basically, it is sort of a rather open secret. Although these days no one even knows the secret anymore, so it really is not of great interest. But
so then it's just a secret.
It has become a secret once again. Well, I don't actually know this for sure, but I have a strong suspicion that my grandfather, the man who I believed was my grandfather, and my grandmother, they had their youngest child right around the time their oldest child was having her first child. Do you understand? So, Lord Corse's eldest was giving birth around the same time that his wife was giving birth to his youngest.
How old was the eldest?
Well, the eldest, who is by all accounts my mother, when she was giving birth to me, was 18 years old. But I strongly suspect, because I am a girl and my uncle, Joey, who is now the Marquis of Plymouth, that he is actually my nephew, not my uncle. So in other words, the woman who I call my mother is in fact my sister, and my grandmother is my mother. That is my suspicion. And that I am in no way related to my father.
Would Cora pick up on the, inheritance aspect of this?
Ooh, make an analyze roll.
68.
You have a bonus on all of those, though. Don't you?
Shit. I do.
You forget about these points.
8.
Oh, it turned into an 8?
Yes.
That's a big change. Yes, normal success too. I believe extreme in that case. Well, yeah, you get to roll that. You have an extreme success. Very good. So Cora, with an extreme success, you pick up completely on the idea that, yeah, it was probably that a man, and she's even saying she doesn't know for sure, but the idea that maybe if two babies were born right around the same time, and he has yet another goddamn daughter, and his eldest daughter has a son, he's like, swap. So that is so she's saying, so yes, you see so if you ever hear me, to be perfectly honest, I am not certain what happened, but I so believe, because that woman, I choose to believe she is not really my mother. That's all. She's my sister. And she attempted to manipulate my life. My entire life. Of course, if I'm being honest, she did the same to her own sisters, our sisters as well. Gladys and Vivian. But to me, of course, I was a child, so she acted. Or maybe thought. I've confronted her about it, but she's always, in her typical way, Alicia, she's always been very sort of unwilling to budge on that. Which means, well, it means a lot of things. But the point is, My family is a bit complex, but we are nobility, so we have that going for us.
I don't mean to pry, but did you just want to get away, and that's why you moved to America?
Well, yes, actually, that is why. Also, I was legally able to be granted the divorce in question, but in certain social circles, England is very backwards looking in a lot of ways. And
it's similar in a lot of ways here,
well,
in certain circles.
Hopefully, not when it comes to the subject of divorce.
You'd be surprised. But I hope that you find happiness in this beautiful land. And she gestures as we pass.
Make a look roll.
42, which is a regular success. Can y'all hear when I put my...
No.
Oh, perfect.
But basically, as you, with a regular success, as you say that, as luck would have it, you're suddenly passing, it's like there's some shore out there and you see some, well, that is rather nice, yes.
The land of opportunity.
This is called Long Island. What, Long Island? I keep hearing people say Long Island. Are they just bad at speaking?
It's separate words, but yeah, people say Long Island. Long Island.
Long Island. Yes.
But it's a Long Island,
Is it? I mean, I would imagine that Britain is longer than this island. Perhaps by your standards.
America's very vast.
Wait, how big is...
Well, yes, America is vast, but as far as islands go, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm sorry. Lauren, I'm from Texas and used to my state being bigger than everything else.
Your state is huge.
That's your state too.
Nah. So basically, as she's sort of saying all this stuff, Ted is just sort of watching her and saying, were you close with your grandfather? Oh, well, you mean with my father? Maybe, probably. Not particularly. He was a very harsh man. And, he died when I was, young. Not as young as my mother was, as Alicia was when she supposedly had me, but I was young at the time when he died. It actually was at our home. It was on a weekend. We had guests, and it was sort of mysterious circumstances and all that. A very British thing. But no, I was not particularly close with him. My grandmother, I was very close with her. She was she was a funny woman. She would always say things like, "Oh my!" She sort of spoke like that and was always very scandalized. Yet also, well, if I'm being honest, we found quite the collection of sort of risque materials and writings and even imagery among her sort of effects after she died.
Well, good for her.
When she was very advanced in age, she actually attempted to sort of marry a very strapping young man, but well, her eldest daughter Alicia put a stop to that immediately.
Well, was he trying to get something out of her?
Well, I am certain he was trying to get money out of her, because I unless he had a very
well,
strange...
was she getting something out of him?
Well, she was hoping to, but my Alicia, her eldest daughter, put a stop to it and paid him off and said, you wouldn't have gotten even more than this in a settlement in this way. You don't have to. Well, anyway, he was, but she was an interesting woman. I do miss her. But now I'm starting fresh in America, and I've already met wonderful friends, and I do have a dear friend here in America as well, though I've not seen her in a while. I hope she doesn't. Well, I'm sure we'll still be friends.
Well, what's her name?
Yeah, who's your friend?
Oh, Sybil is her name.
Do I?
Sybil Wilson is her name.
Recognize that name?
If for you guys to recognize Sybil Wilson, I guess you could make luck rolls. You'd have to roll very high luck. And also...
No!
What?
I failed.
Failed. What'd you roll?
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you roll the 100?
Oh,
I
no.
You rolled the 100?
I rolled a 30, which was a success, but not just a normal success.
Normal success. I'm going to say normal success. You don't know who she is. Quite frankly, I can't really answer this because this is KJ's player character, so she would need to tell me what the person's been doing in all this time.
Question. I've
yes.
forgotten because it's been so long since I've even rolled under my luck score. What is the lucky break box for?
Lucky break is a thing that will almost never come up in this game.
Okay.
Lucky break, just so you're aware, is in games where if you're ever about to die,
right.
If you're ever about to die, you can do one lucky break, which is where like everything should kill you. You make one luck roll, and if you succeed, you click the lucky break box, and so you can't do that again, but that prevented your death. Not available in all systems. Like, I wouldn't let you do that in Blood from a Stone. Haha. But you know, in a more heroic adventure game. Like in the Tinnerval sections of these, Alice could make a lucky break roll, but Louise would not have occasion to. Unless, of course, she gets hit by another taxi and another horrible boyfriend from the past shows up.
Jake better be the only one.
But you just rolled the 100.
I don't see how she could have more. Yeah, you just...
It's time for Cora's ex to come out of the woodwork.
No!
I feel like Cora didn't have one, though. She was awkward. Oh, no! No, I'm scared.
No, I don't like it when Philip goes quiet like this. It's very upsetting.
Yeah. Cora.
No.
Oh, man. I love how all hundreds are going to be people from your past.
I hate this.
Sybil,
what did I do?
Sybil Wilson. Okay. Give me a second, friendos. Yeah.
I don't like this one bit.
Okay. Cora.
What?
I want you to roll on... Ooh, I want you to roll a D8 for me. No. A D6.
Okay. 3.
3. Okay. She says, "Do you know Sybil Wilson?" Okay. As it happens, you did know a woman named Susan. Everybody called her Sibby. Sibby Wilson.
Okay.
She was a girl you knew growing up. I'm going to say that Sibby Wilson was around your age and the two of you at some point in a way of often childhood whatever type things, you guys, we'll say that you broke something rather valuable. We'll say at the museum. The two of you, from your rambunctiousness, you and Sibby, you weren't friends, but she's a girl your families knew. They knew the Wilsons, because Wilson's a common name. That's why I'm running with this. It's Sibby Wilson basically when some things were broken. Sibby Wilson was kind of like an awkward girl, you know. She was kind of more quiet, you know, but like she was gonna be on the same debutante scenes as you and all that stuff. But when you guys, you know, broke a Ming vase from your gallivanting around, you said it was her. You know, you're a kid. That's what kids do.
Mm-hmm.
And that meant that little weird Sibby, as everyone would tease her and call her, was like sent off to a school upstate for troubled young women. She already had like weird, like people viewed her as a little off. And and in the modern day, we would have just been like, oh yeah, she's probably like, you know, she has some kind of, you know, she would not be ostracized the way she was then, but she, you know, at the time it was very mean. So you basically were the last nail in the coffin of you know, queer little Sibby, as you guys probably called her, because back then it just meant weird. So that name really rings a bell.
You know what? She'll chug her champagne. I'm out. And she'll just get up and go back to the park.
Oh gosh, I've never seen her so flustered.
Ted says, neither have I.
Should we be a little worried?
Ordinarily, Louise, he kind of like leans over and says, ordinarily I would say you should go after her, but maybe I should go after her just, you know. But actually, Odette, would you like to come with me to the bar cart? And Odette's like, I thought you'd never ask. Well, sure, but also, well, all right, fine. Yes, of course. He says, great. And he kind of takes Odette and will lead her down the hall. Cora, you've gone to the bar cart yourself?
Yes.
Okay, cool. As you sort of are at the bar, Ted walks in, and kind of you see him like, you know, escorting Odette. She's got like a hand on his arm in the way that she would, and as he says, "Oh, Cora, actually, Louise wanted to talk to you for a second."
Okay, yeah.
And she'll grab whatever drink she got.
Yeah.
She doesn't know what she ordered. She just got something.
You probably just grabbed someone else's drink.
Yeah.
And he's like, are you okay?
I'm amazing.
Oh my god.
And she just beelines to Louise.
As you walk out there to Louise, Ted will sort of say to Odette, says, you have an odd expression on your face. Are you in love with one or both of these women? He says, no, I'm not. I'm just give me an idea for a story, that's all. And he'll just so basically Cora comes back into the room, Louise.
Hi.
Hi, are you alright?
Oh yeah,
I'm when she said that name.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's just and you know, Wilson is a very common name, so I don't know if it's the same person, but I did know a Sibby Wilson, and we have a little bit of a history, and you know, kids are kids, and you just do stupid things, and
Well, sure.
Yeah, we want to talk about it? Maybe some other time. But
Well, I mean, no one else is here, right?
No, you two
We're
are
just
alone
four
in
of
the
us.
cars.
Are you sure you don't want to like get it out before they're back? Maybe. I mean, you know the worst of me now.
yeah, but you're a good person. Everything that's happened to you is not your fault. And Sibby was not a bad person, but I did something really bad, and it's probably the worst thing. when I was very young, me and Sibby, we were playing around. Our parents took us to a museum because, our families knew each other, and they just took us there for a good time. And we were playing around, and we bumped into a very expensive Ming vase from the Ming Dynasty, worth a lot of money.
Worth
And,
so fucking much money.
And I blamed it on her. And I took advantage of the fact that she was kind of a strange girl, but so was I. Just not as much as her. And and because of that, everybody automatically believed that I had no part in it, and she was sent away. And I didn't understand what that meant then, but I've had a lot of time to think about it and a lot of time to regret what happened. And I don't know how that affected the rest of her life. She was supposed to be on the same debutante circuit as I was, and I never saw her. And I ruined her life. And
how old were you?
How old was I?
Yeah.
Like 7?
7 sounds
8?
good.
I was about 7.
Cora, no. That's not... Who sends an 8-year-old child away because they broke a fancy piece of pottery?
Well, but you understand these things when you're a part of families like ours. You know what those things...
An 8-year-old doesn't know. Even if she had broken it, they shouldn't... You don't send a child away because they stumbled into something.
Yeah, but it was my fault too, and I didn't take any of the blame at all.
Because you were a child.
It's still... maybe I do hope it's the same one, because if so, then she has friends.
Cora,
grew up, and...
Louise is just gonna hug Cora and be like, this is not your fault.
Thank you, Luis, but it was, and no matter how young I was, it was something that I knew I was doing, and I didn't want to ruin anyone's life, and not mine, and so I ruined hers, and
Cora,
so yeah.
The only person, if anyone's life was ruined, the only people responsible for that are the adults who made the decision to punish a child for breaking a fancy piece of pottery.
Well, yeah, but I knew we would get punished, and very severely, because of who our families are, and I knew that I couldn't take that responsibility, and
do you know how many times... I forgot if Louise has siblings or not.
Oh,
You remember?
I don't
Brothers?
I don't know if it was mentioned.
I don't know if we've mentioned. You can make a decision.
Okay, sure. Do you know how many times my older brothers blame me for stuff?
Yeah, but they didn't send you away.
Well, no, because... Frankly, this whole thing between you and Odette, your family sound kind of messed up. I mean, I know having money changes things, but jeez Louise. You don't send a child away for that. You might send him to bed without supper or make him do some extra chores, but you don't upend their entire lives.
The stakes are higher for people like us.
Well, it shouldn't be.
But they
That's
are.
too much pressure to put on a child.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they don't.
But that still doesn't make it your fault.
Thank you. But it may not be the same one, but that's one of my skeletons, I guess. So and if you don't want to be my friend anymore, I understand. That's...
Cora, if that's the worst thing you've ever done, I've done far worse than that.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm proud to be your friend, you know. The fact that you care at all about what you did when you were 8 years old and try to carry responsibility for it only tells me you're a good person.
I try.
Babylon! Babylon Station! We're pulling into Babylon.
Tender moment interrupted.
And as the train enters the new Babylon, that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Aww.
And a sweet moment between Cora and Louise. Oh, man. Sorry that you rolled 100 on a thing and I had to do a bad thing, but also...
She had to have something. She of all of the characters, she is one that's just like...
God.
And all things considered, well, we'll see if I roll 100 again.
Oh, no,
but...
I mean, poor Sibby Wilson. She was the first child they ever did ECT on. It was bad news. It was that poor kid.
That's fucked up, man.
Sorry, my mind goes bad places.
No, not you. Just the whole concept of like a child being sent away for something like that.
No, that's me. I did that.
I know,
just
but I'm
said that.
genuinely upset.
I create very upsetting things here.
I
Like
think
the
these
worst
ones are more upsetting, Philip, because they could happen have probably happened. No, I mean not the Ming vase specifically, but like
No, that could happen. You could have knocked over a Ming face in a thing.
gotten sent away for forever.
But what's it's like as bad as an angel is who crushes ladies' heads, you know.
Yeah, but see,
That's
a
darn.
fantasy world.
Yeah, it's a fantasy world. Whereas if I'm like, cool, there's stalkers and children who are mildly like neurodivergent in the 1940s being like, you know, sent to a facility upstate. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
No,
world.
I mean, this is why, legitimately, when you talk to people about things like, I'm going to mention Harry Potter. I know we hate J.K. Rowling, but just forget that for a moment. When you talk to people about the most hated character in Harry Potter, it's not Voldemort, who literally kills children. It's Dolores Umbridge, who is someone we all have known in our lives as a real person.
Yeah.
And like, she didn't kill a child. She
I will
inflicted
not
some
tell lies.
awful corporal punishment, but corporal or corporal?
Corporeal punishment.
Not corporal.
Non-corporeal punishment.
Non-corporeal punishment.
That's interesting.
You know, but she's the bureaucrat, you know, who upholds corrupt systems and like all this shit that is real and we hate more.
That's your least favorite character?
That's everyone's least favorite character.
No, that's not my least. I think my least favorite character is probably
most hated.
I mean, I get it. I think
generally.
I think
most
I always.
People will say Umbridge.
Philip's gonna try to tell a joke. Go ahead, Philip.
Go ahead. Who's your most hated character?
She can tell by the. Yeah, I was gonna.
Who's your most hated?
I was gonna say Jar Jar.
No, within Harry Potter.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Samwise. God, what a whiny nerd. That guy bugged me. I'll carry you. Whatever. I'll carry you, Harry. Remember when he carries Harry up to the Death Star? It's so lame.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just teleport up there the whole way? They had transporters the whole time.
Use the Force, Harry.
I do like that Cora's like deep regret is something that she did as a child.
Right? And it wasn't her fault. Like, she just knew she'd get in trouble. She didn't know it would happen.
But
that's
I mean,
not the worst thing in the world.
I will say, I mean, I the reason I went with that is I was trying to think of stuff and like names of whatever and like how I one of a thing that I think about a lot of a bad thing I did is when I was like 8 and I tricked a 5-year-old into giving me something that was valuable. Like, I still think about that all the time. It's like, that was really bad that I did that.
My mother was my Girl Scout troop leader when I was, I don't know, 10? 11?
Were you a brownie? Or
I think I was a junior at that point.
Yes, so probably like 10 or 11.
10 or 11. And so she was cookie mom. Or maybe she wasn't troop leader, but she was cookie mom that year. I think it was before she was troop leader. So yeah, I was like maybe 9 or 10. And so we had all the boxes of the cookies for everyone in our house. And my brother loved tag-alongs. Loved them. Little kid, 2, maybe 3. I don't remember exactly. Probably 3. Yeah, if I was 10, he would have been 3. And he got into a case and ate a box. And I knew he was already going to get in trouble for it anyway. So I went in and helped myself to a box or 2 as well.
Yeah. 1 box, 2
and
box.
I didn't take the blame.
Yeah, no, that's great.
He was 3.
That's just
and at that
smart.
point, he was already going to get in trouble.
He's just there to blame. He's just there to make you blame. It's so I love God when little kids are bad. It's so fun. I'm not sure, Lauren. Have I ever told? I'm not sure if I've told you this story. I told my I told a bunch of extended family this story because it's one of my favorite things. Have I told you the story of the elf on the shelf?
No.
Oh
Wait.
All right. I'm
It's your
sorry.
cousin?
Sorry. No, not a cousin. So sorry, everyone. Just for
This is what it's like for us for like 2 hours after we play. By the
Oh
way,
my
you're
God.
just seeing some of
There's
it.
Yeah.
so
You
a
always
few
see it.
years ago, I think the kid was 5 at the time. We have some family friends who we see when my parents come out here. We went to their place, and as always, I'm just put on child duty. So I went into this was like around my parents were out here at Christmas time, and I might have told this if I've told this on stream. Apologies if I'm repeating the story. But so
Look, who famously. Oh, actually, you do like kids.
yeah, I genuinely do like kids. My mother calls me the child whisperer, which I feel like is not a great term, but whatever. So I went to this kid's room, and he said, "Hey, you want to play pirates?" And I said, "Sure thing, let's play pirates." And he said, "Okay, you and I are pirates, and then there's some other bad pirates." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "Cool. Here's a Nerf gun." I said, "Okay." And he said, And then he looked at the elf on the shelf in his room. And he said, "He's the leader of the bad pirates. Shoot him. It's just a game. We're just pretending. He's the bad guy. You shoot him. He's our enemy. It's just a game. We're just playing." And I was like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my life. This kid's like, I got an
Kill him.
opportunity to take this elf on a shelf down a couple notches. Go ahead, shoot it. It's just pretend you do it. That was the part I liked. He specifically said, "You do it."
Right.
I didn't do anything wrong. Elf on the Shelf can't report one word about me, but I get to watch him get shot with this Nerf gun.
Did you shoot it?
Yeah, repeatedly.
Okay. No, that's not as bad as the story I have.
Nothing about that's bad. I just think it's funny.
It's funny.
I thought you were gonna say, and then I told his parents.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna think that like the elf on the shelf fell down or got touched or like. Have you seen the videos, TikToks of these kids flipping out because one of them? Because I guess there's this thing where if you touch the elf at all, like it breaks the magic, and then the elf dies or something crazy. And
Elf on the
parents have to
Shelf
break it
must have
in.
been after I was a kid because I only knew about
Oh,
it as
it's
an adult.
really-
It wasn't even when I was a kid.
Yeah,
Because Philip's old.
I don't care for the Elf on the Shelf, so I was very happy to shoot him.
No, so my equivalent to what Cora feels guilty about, that I did feel guilty about for a very long time and was convinced that my aunt hated me for it. And to this day, I still don't know. My cousins and I were running around. I'm the oldest of all the cousins. Still maybe like 7 or 8, max age, right?
Sure.
And and they're all boys, and we're playing like cops and robbers or whatever. And I shoot the younger one, right? And he's playing along, and he I don't know, he's like 5, maybe 4. So he dramatically falls forward because I shot him, right?
Yeah.
Dying. Except he fell forward into a glass coffee table. He needed so many stitches and it almost took out his eye.
Oh my god.
Like there was so much blood and crying and I felt so bad.
Sure.
I think I went to the bathroom and threw up because I felt like it was my fault.
Of course. Yeah, because you're. Oh man.
Now
I
in
used to hate
retrospect,
my brothers
I know
so
that
too.
wasn't my fault. But at the time, I thought it was my fault.
It was the fault of whoever manufactured that table, according to.
I used to like take bites of my brother's food, and he would get so mad, and then I would sing musical theater songs at him, and he'd be like, "Shut up, shut up." And I do feel bad, but also it's kind of. Now he jokes about that.
I mean, when
He
we're
used to
kids.
say I had fat knees,
Wow.
and I was deeply
I mean,
insecure about my knees.
well, that's awkward because, like, I know, and now I feel bad for the times that I've referred to how your knees are so, you know.
Shut up.
I've never said you have fat knees, but I've definitely said your knees are like, you know.
No, after I
You
told
have
Philip that my
corn-fed
brother
knees.
said that and I was insecure about my knees, he then started saying shit about my
just like,
knees.
Your knees are you have. It's like you have. It's like you're trying to like thick knees and use the silent K, and the point is.
It's okay. I have Alice in Wonderland calves.
No, I have baby
What
faces
are
on my
Alice in Wonderland calves?
Like they make that half moon shape. I can never get them to look defined. I feel like they always look like that.
That's Alice in Wonderland?
I don't know. Her calves look like that, so it's stuck in my head.
Oh,
I've
okay.
never heard anyone else in the world refer to anything like that. It's my own thing from the Disney animated film.
My mind was going to much more. I was imagining Alice in Wonderland. Anything involved eat me. So, well, everyone, on that.
Wait, Philip, are you comfortable saying how old you are?
How old I am?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
I was born in 1969. So
I'm 21. So
yeah, 21. So I am what? I'm 72. How old would I be?
I'm not allowed to say how old I am anymore.
Also, I'm not 21.
What ages I play.
You can say You can say your age range. Well, so Liv. So in other words, you can say 15 to 30.
No, I cannot play 15.
I think you could play 15.
I could play a CW 15.
That's 15.
Anywhere
Actually,
else,
no, you're too young to play CW high school.
I'm not like some of those guys who've been on are younger but look much older. The kid who plays Archie,
does he look old?
I thought he was in his mid-30s. He's still in his 20s.
That's funny. I know the big one was the what's it called, the on the OC. I remember just like watch the OC is not a CW show, but I remember just like when I was a young person being like, it's a fucking like everyone's on this show's 30. What the hell's going on? You know.
Yeah.
Or and of course the idea that in the first season of Smallville that Tom Welling was a high school freshman.
Oh,
is
yeah,
the funniest idea I've ever heard.
I feel like I'd look younger if I had a consistent good sleep, which I don't think I ever will get. So.
But no, I am 39 is how old I am. Is an answer to that question.
He's 39.
39.
You guys, Toby's being so cute tonight.
Oh wow, look. The dog's licking and biting your face.
Just licking, not biting.
See, she's all cute and cuddly. Jordy just looks at me judgmentally. He's very loving, but he's not like that kind of loving.
She's only like this some of the time, though. And then she's also like a terror, eating my shoes and my books.
Maisie, you know what Maisie does? Doesn't
She licks your ear.
Doesn't lick anything.
She whispers in your ear.
Nah, she doesn't whisper. She doesn't.
Dreadful things.
She doesn't need to whisper.
Girl,
she just with a kind of like with no articulation, she just pets my hair while I sleep like that.
With her little doll hands, she cups your ear and says, "Horror, dread."
She goes, "Horror surge. Do more voluptuous stuff. I think it's funny."
No.
She's being cute because she got to play with another dog today, so she had some really good time to get all of her yayas out, I think.
Yayas is another term for something else.
Yeah, I know that too. And she did get her yayas out for him because, man, that dog, his name is Batman, and he was pinning her down every chance he got.
This is not relevant to dogs or yayas, but it is relevant to me and Philip teaching children at a theater. But children, when they want to tell you a secret, is the worst thing.
Oh, I know.
They'll get their little hands.
Secret.
And no, but they'll cup it around. They'll grab your ear.
Yeah.
And they'll cup it. And then with their sticky little fingers, they'll hold it. And then they'll talk to you like this.
It's pretty,
oh,
pretty
God.
chilling.
Yep.
Little children.
All right. Maybe we should let everyone go.
What does anyone do?
So if you wanted nightmares, there you go.
Yeah, well, thank
Imagine
you all.
sticky little fingers around your ear whispering about the horrors.
Chewing my finger. Yeah.
Ugh, God. Kids are funny, though. I will say that. Kids, generally speaking, really say funny things. Did I tell you about the, I'm gonna tell another one. My cousins, when I was, over Christmas this time, I sat down. Now, 2 of these cousins I'd met before when they were like 3 and 1. They're now 7 and 5. It's been a minute since I've been there. 4 years. And they have a new brother. So I have a cousin who's 7. She's 7. And then her sister's 5. And their brother's 3. Never met him before. Hadn't been there in 4 years. And I sit down. They're all eating. And I sit down at the table. I get some food. Like, it's like we drive in the middle of their, hour-long lunch to try to wrangle these children. I sit down with them. And the oldest one says, this is the best salad dressing in the world. And she holds up a bottle of Greek dressing. I was like, oh, I'd better have some of that. Can I have some? She says, yes. So I put some on. And then the 5-year-old, the middle girl, goes, ha, you have the bully dressing. And I said, what? And of course, I'm doing it in a way that's making them laugh, where I'm like, what did you just say? I have the what? And she's like, the bully dressing. And they all start saying it. And the 3-year-old goes, bully dressing. And I was like, what does that mean? What are you people talking about? And she goes, it's the dressing that the person we bully has. And I was like, it's the dressing you guys are bullying me? Because I have the same dressing you all have? Yes? I was like, what? But mine is bully dressing because you're bullying me? And I was so confused about what this concept was. And then it was revealed that she just made that up then. This is not an ongoing thing. So I was deeply confused. And then the little one, the 3-year-old, he turns to me and says, you're the bully dressing or the bully dressing. And I was like, that is not a choice. What are you talking about? And
it's the little black dress of dressing.
And he
it's
told
the little
me
black dressing.
And he told me that it's the little black dressing. He told me I was the bully dressing for like days. And anyway, the bully dressing is a dressing.
No.
Since you ate it, we get to bully you all the time.
Yep.
Yes, but anyone could be eating. It's like bully dressing is not a specific kind of dressing. So in other words, why does it?
Because we're bullying you and you're using it that it's the bully anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bully Philip since he ate the bully dressing. Honestly.
Well, whatever. That's fine. I mean, the joke was on those kids because I can do whatever I want all the time. They have to go to bed at 8.
Did you see what Sophia said about Maisie?
What did Sophia say about Maisie?
The white in her eyes is made out of glow-in-the-dark thread.
Oh, I noticed that.
Were you scared?
No, I'm sorry. I should have been.
Oh.
I did notice that,
been.
though. It, I don't know if I'll be able to show that on camera here.
It'll probably be too hard. If you have a black light.
Wait, turn off the light.
Well, the problem is the light of the screen will be too bright for you to see it. It's also one of those things where, as often is the case with glow in the dark things, like you see it and then you very quickly don't. It's like the retention of light is slower. But yes, it was definitely noticeable, which was very fun. I should have mentioned that earlier.
I know.
I'm sorry. And why are people in chat telling me I'm the bully dressing or the bully dressing? I don't like that. That's what that.
You know what's so funny is that's my cousin.
Well, okay. So cousins think it's funny to say you're either the bully dressing or the bully dressing. I don't, but that's not even. That's a.
Listen, Philip, that's better than your cousin fake shooting you and you landing in a glass tank.
Maybe. I'm gonna have the emotional scars of this much longer.
If you have cousins or you
those
are
more fun because they're harder to prove.
Bully Philip.
What's that?
Oh, I said if you have I guess if you have cousins, then you also are a cousin. So if you are a person with cousins, bully Philip.
I had a fun. I also was explaining to them that I'm their first cousin once removed. And they were like,
with that.
Because their grandfather, my uncle, kept calling me their uncle.
That stuff only matters if you're marrying your cousin, then it matters. That's the only reason we keep track of that shit.
Yeah. But no, their first cousin once removed. And I know that among some people, have aunt, uncle, cousin is more an age thing than the actual relationships. And that's fine, of course. But the way
in my family, it's like, of course we have like first and second. If you're not one of the main tias or tios, you are a cousin.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how old.
Yeah. I
have so many cousins.
Sometimes you're not even related and you're a cousin, like Cousin Richie on the Bear. Ayo.
No, it's true. Yeah.
I can't watch
if you came over for dinner or a holiday once, you're a cousin. But if you're as old as the tias and tios, you're a tia or a tio. It depends.
The Bear won a bunch of Golden Globes again tonight, FYI.
Oh,
best
okay.
actor, best actress.
I will ask this about the Golden Globes. So, what? Are we cool with the Golden Globes again? It's just already fine. I'm
honestly haven't
genuinely
watched-
curious.
I genuinely haven't watched them in forever. I keep track of who wins.
Yeah.
And I like to like keep up on whatever the memes and stuff are, but I don't watch award
But
shows.
like you know the Golden Globes, like I thought the Hollywood Foreign Press was effectively fully disbanding, and that sort of then didn't happen. And I guess we've just decided, because like they canceled it a couple years ago because of all of the like racism and corruption and like just gross stuff about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm curious though, because it seemed like Hollywood's just like, you know what, we had a strike. We need to have some that's
Yeah,
my
I
reading.
feel like it's
Hollywood
people
will
letting-
say, you know what, we did the work. Like, did they? No, but they'll say they did, and then they're like, see, we're very
An
diverse
Indigenous
now.
woman won an award tonight, so everyone's happy. Like,
That's good.
you get one, and then all the other white people can get their awards, and we're all.
and then the white people are like, see how diverse.
Let's see.
To be fair, Succession sweeping made sense. Like, Kieran Culkin deserved the fucking award that he won tonight.
I don't even know who won. I see TikToks about things, and that's about it.
All right, we should let everyone go and then do our shit talking.
That's fair. Well, everybody. Oh wow, I'm looking.
Yeah, RDJ
I'm
won
looking
for
at the things
Oppenheimer.
one. Well, everybody,
I
thank
didn't
you
even
so
know
much.
Robert Downey Jr. was in Oppenheimer.
Oh, he
You
was great in
didn't
it.
see Oppenheimer?
No,
Oh, it is a good movie.
It's
I believe it.
It's good. It's
It's worth watching once. I wouldn't sit down and go through it more than once. I think.
I have it.
Yeah, I should have watched it when I was sick. Thought about it.
Oppenheimer, the degree to which Oppenheimer made a bigger splash than it ever would have without Barbie. Like Oppenheimer owes everything to Barbie. I'm not even joking. Oppenheimer's the third highest grossing movie of the year. That doesn't happen if it's not with Barbie.
I feel
there's
like
no way.
Barbie won in a brand new category this year, and I feel like they made up that category just so they could give Oppenheimer an award, but still give Barbie an award.
That's possible. That category has been a thing for a long time, and you're talking about the.
Oh, is it? I thought there was a new category.
Oh, comedy and
No, no. So it's a thing people have been talking about doing even for the Oscars, to do a cinematic and box office achievement is what they call this. What they've wanted to, and what that award literally was, because I went online and looked at it. That the nominees for cinematic and box office achievement were like the top grossing films of the year that also had good reviews. Okay. It was just like it's like all right, anything over 80%, top 8 gross that had over 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, that's what we're nominating. And I find that like kind of dumb and gross, but whatever.
It's all dumb and trite
It's
it's
very stupid.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Woo!
Anyway.
All right. Well,
but any excuse to talk about the bear. Okay, let's go.
Well, thank you all for watching. We have other games on. Sorry, got to do some plugs. Shameless plugs. We have on tomorrow night, Theme Party returns. On Wednesday, Lost Lore Academia. I hope, unless player availability makes us do something else. I don't know. I really hope it's Lost Lore Academia. On Friday, we are back with Blood from a Stone. Gonna be fun. Somebody's dead. On a week from tonight, we are back finally with Here Be Dragons. 2 weeks from tonight, we're back with this game, so I assume. Let's see if they can make it out of Babylon. You can go to our YouTube to watch old episodes, go to our Discord to interact with us, go to the wiki to read about all the cool ways these games intersect and talk to each other and fun stuff like that. Please follow these wonderful players on their socials. If anybody would like to plug anything specifically, you may, but you also don't have to.
I stream scary games on my channel because my reactions are big.
Well,
I played a game where the mic was activated in the game, so I couldn't make sounds. Which, you know, me, I can't shut up.
it's like a quiet play style game. You just want to make a little noise.
Yeah, it was difficult, but I did it. I actually did
what
it.
What game is that?
Don't Scream. It was called Don't Scream.
Oh my god, I need to play that.
Oh, It should be called Don't Speak, and it's like No Doubt themed.
No, just watch it.
And then Gwen Stefani just pops out of corners at you.
I'm with.
Yeah,
Blake
Philip was
Shelton.
very disturbed
Oh
because
my
I was
God.
quiet,
Oh, that's
just
a parody.
making like scared faces because I was.
Yeah.
But I couldn't say anything.
I should be
No.
clear. I was not disturbed by the game. I was disturbed by Lauren.
It's Don't Speak, and only the most woke progressives can play it, and then it's Gwen Stefani popping out of corners doing the worst cultural appropriation she can think of.
Harajuku Lovers Tour.
Oh God.
Is Gwen Stefani just being like I'm Japanese? Well, but you're not.
It's Gwen Stefani being at her worst, and then you have to pick the most outspoken progressives, and they have to play it and not say something.
It's pretty good.
Oh, but I will say, for my cousin, yes, I should be on this Thursday, 7:30 Pacific. Unless I rebound with COVID again. Which
No, you won't.
I better not.
You won't again.
If you double rebound, I'll be you'll be like the NBA all time.
Science better pay me money.
You need to not, because I need you to come up or me to come down so Jordy and Toby can meet.
Our dogs.
Everyone watching knows.
Well, I don't know. I'm just making sure everyone knows.
Oh my gosh. Isn't it weird that Gwen Stefani was married to Gavin Rossdale and now she's
also on my channel? I don't care about Gwen Stefani. On my channel, if you redeem bits, you can give my dog a treat.
Do you care about Gavin Rossdale?
I don't even know who that is.
No.
You don't? You don't like Bush?
I've heard. I could not name a single song.
Come Down?
Wait,
Glycerin?
is that a real song?
Yeah.
I could name like one song,
That's
but
that's their two big ones. I don't want to come back down from this cloud.
Oh, it's COME. Town.
yeah.
Yes.
Come down.
Wait, come town or come down?
Down.
Oh,
But then he also does Glycerin, which has my favorite lyric of all time. And my mom was in the car with us once, and Glycerin was playing, and she heard the lyric in Glycerin and said, "That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard." And the lyric in question, you know the song Glycerin?
Yeah.
There's a moment in Glycerin where he goes, "I'm never alone, I'm alone all the time." Mom goes, "That's dumb." And I thought that was so funny. I loved her reaction to that so much. Well,
All right. Well,
you guys go listen to Come Town.
As your duly elected representatives of Come Town, we want to say thank you, everyone, for coming to our town.
That's a street in Voluptua, or an area in Voluptua.
Come down.
Come Town. Oh God.
Come on down to Come Down.
Hi,
I'm
everybody.
So sorry. Thank you so much to everyone.
Great. Thank you all for watching. This has been delightful. Until our next game, when we maybe see what good old Jake is up to. We'll be checking with Sibby Wilson. Until then, everyone, to be continued.
Bye.